Now, I drink iced tea. It's probably Long Island iced tea. They don't know. It is regular iced tea, by the way. What's going on, guys? It's Matt Marinoff, Real Estate Recovery Group. Thanks so much for joining on live today. Happy to say that my guest is a real estate agent slash mobster young lady. No, I'm kidding. Maria Pomerantz, and she's a real estate agent. And in my opinion, I think she's a force to be reckoned with. She doesn't take no for an answer. And she is located in New Jersey. And first, Maria, thanks so much for coming on the show today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, if you want to reach out to Maria, if you have any questions about what she does, why she does it, and how she does it, her number is going to be at the bottom of the screen for the majority of the show. You can actually reach out to her directly at 201-473-2026, 201-473-2026. So, Maria, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. The information that you had given me to put on there, basically that you're a mom of two, you are a full-time real estate agent, and you love helping others and obviously making a difference in what you do for your clients. You literally just told me a story where, you love your clients. You're like me, you treat your clients like family, which is obviously very important. And maybe you could tell people a little bit about yourself in your own words, who you are and what makes you tick.
I am a real estate agent. I'm a mom of two. And I have this other little hidden talent. I also am a 911 and a dispatcher for Burton County. And everybody says, oh, so you're a part-time realtor. No, I'm a full-time realtor. My hours are conducive so that I basically work 7 days a week. If I'm on vacation, I'm working. If I'm at home, I'm working. If I'm at my other job, I'm working there too. I constantly work. I do whatever I can to, get by. And I think we all do in a little way. Right now I have a client who's relocating from Bergen County out to, I think it's Warren County, out west. It's Phillipsburg, so it's like the last town before Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
They just got a quote for moving and it was astronomical. And they don't know this yet, but if their daughter is watching or if they are watching, I'm going to try to split the cost of their moving, because the moving expense was a lot more than I think anybody had planned on. So, because it is what it is. And look, my deal is I believe in karma. Whatever you put out is what you get back. And I want to help these people because they are older and they're looking to start the next chapter. So,
So they have equity in their house.
Oh yeah, plenty.
And they're selling their house, and you're kind of like Robin Hood. You're willing to help these people. Why do you think that you're willing to do things like that and the average agent isn't? Because obviously people don't know, but we had this conversation before we went live about agents not doing the right thing, not giving back, but you're always doing the right thing. And that's why I wanted to have you on today, because, and yeah, you do work two full-time jobs, so it's hard for me to nail you to get you on here, but I'm happy you came on. Why do you do it? What you don't have to do it.
I grew up, my father was a cop. My father was a cop. He is a fireman. He's dedicated his life to helping others. And I think he just put that into me. I don't know. Look, I'm an only child. So, with being an only child, you always have to worry about yourself. So, and I think being that my father was in public service, he didn't worry about himself. He worried about others. And I think that's where I learned it from.
That's huge. Some people literally go in a totally different direction. They grow up in caring households and everything is great, and then they end up, growing up to be like mass murderers. So I think more or less it has to do something with your DNA. And I don't know if you can really learn empathy. I think it's either in you or it's not. You can be guided, but I'm happy to have you on. I got a couple of questions I want to ask.
Sure.
Now, you are a full-time real estate agent, but you've been in real estate for 15 years. So here's my first question. You got into real estate in 2005, but you really didn't start going hardcore until 2017. Why is that?
Well, let's see. In 2005, I got my license the first time. I had a kid, a little kid, and I had a very unsupportive husband. So, and in a marriage is it's tip give and take. Um, he didn't he didn't really want me. He was happy that I got my license, but he didn't really support me in what I needed to do to to flourish and to be what I needed to be. So things got crazy. Life got in the way. We went struggled a little bit. We fell on some hard times. So things had to give, and my license and everything that went along with it is what gave.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 17, a friend of mine was getting, and Alyssa is actually one of the agents in this office, and her husband is actually the one who convinced me to come work for Modern. So I was talking
Who's the actual person? Who's the driving force of having you there?
Sal Locascio.
He's all right.
I'm
He's
sorry.
all right.
It's Locascio. And it was his wife who actually we were working together up at communications, and she was getting her license. And I said to her, I said, I had my license years ago, yada, yada, yada. I said, do you think I should go back? And she was like, yeah. So if she didn't, you know what, honestly, like, I don't know where I would be. Obviously we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation, but
Right.
I wouldn't be licensed if it wasn't for her. And over the last 3 months, my real estate has taken off tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm after pandemic, it was like floodgates open. People want to sell, people want to sell, people want to buy, people want to buy.
Right. Right. It's funny because when you look at Sal and Alyssa together, he literally looks like she could be his daughter, and I think it's the funniest thing. And they probably get that a lot.
Well, she's a doll and he's a beast.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. Good point. So now you're with this company called Modern Realty.
Yes.
And how is it over there? How do you like working for them?
All right. So we are a dysfunctional family.
Okay.
We just had our company barbecue. Look, we're not a big brand, but we're killing it. We really, really are.
Right.
But we're a family. I am very much into a family unit. I like feeling like I walk into my office and it's hugs and kisses all the way around.
Even during the pandemic?
Well, we didn't see each other. The office was shut down.
Yeah.
And when we came back, everybody was good about social distancing. But now, like, we see each other too much and we all know, everybody knows where everybody is. It's like I said, it's like we're like one big family unit.
Right.
And, excuse me. We we support each other. It's not a cut. We're not a cutthroat office.
Right.
We're support and to lift each other up. And when you're having a bad day, you can talk to anybody in this office and you feel better. They're not about bringing you down. They're about lifting you up.
Right.
And it's a very supportive. I mean, Gus is always yelling at us to do better and to push us to do harder. And any questions? I mean,
who is Gus to anybody who's listening right now or watching?
So Ghassan Houzian, he is the owner of Modern Realty Group, and he is the biggest mouth in the East Coast.
It's pretty accurate.
He'll yell at you, but it's not a bad way. Like, he's about lighting a fire underneath everybody's ass. Can I curse?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. He's about lighting a fire under people's asses. He's not about but the biggest thing is that we're like a family. So we just had our company barbecue outside last weekend. And it's just nice to sit around, to drink, to laugh, and to to not be about real estate for a little while. We are friends. We are a family.
Okay, I'll go with that. Let me ask you this question, and you probably could answer this more than anybody else. What do people really need to know before getting their real estate license? What do they need to expect? What should they look forward to?
All right, so you watch $1 million listing New York. You watch $1 million listing LA or wherever it is. Look, I'm a Bravo junkie, sorry. It's not like that. You have to put your time in. You have to put the time and the effort into it. Nothing is going to come to you. Nobody's going to hand you deals. Nobody's going to hand you buyers. You have to work. Look, Bergen County, especially, saturated. Everybody you know knows 5 or 6 realtors. It's a fact that there's so many of us. So you need to figure out how to be better than the next person. Brand yourself differently. I think that's part of the reason why I give back to my clients that I do, because I want to be able to have them go, I know a realtor and she'll do good by you.
Right.
There's one on every corner. There's a real estate. You drive down like a main street of any town in Bergen County, you're going to find 5 or 6 real estate offices, and all of them have 50, 60 agents. The market is saturated. There's a lot of us out there. So, people who get their license think it's going to be, oh my God, I'm going to make 6 figures in my first year. That ain't going to happen. It's not like that. It's not reality TV. It's real. And you have to put your time. You have to put your effort. You have to brand. You have to market. You have to spend the money. The first year can cost you $5,000, $10,000. And advertising is key. Marketing is key. If you don't do it right, you ain't going to make it.
So people ask me all the time, Matt, why did you never get your real estate license? Why didn't you become a real estate agent? I don't know, maybe one day, but like for now, like I look at real estate agents and I get bewildered on how these people become real estate agents. The barrier to entry to become a real estate agent is scary in itself. And I've heard of people taking the tests anywhere between 1 to 8 times to become a real estate license, to get licensed. That's okay. What scares me, because some people just don't test well. What scares me on the barrier to entry part is that they've got zero common sense. And what they offer their clients is scary. And there's a big portion of agents that are out there. One, they don't take the craft serious. It's not a 9-to-5 job. You are an entrepreneur. And I train people that want to be trained to understand on the real estate side that when you are a real estate agent, you're not 9 to 5. You could be on call. It could be 7 days a week. The way I operate my company right now with my team, no one works for me. They work with me. And I like that environment. And it's a safe environment for people that want to understand my world. The problem that I have with real estate agents is that they're so money driven. And one of my friends, who's also an agent, who is a huge supporter of my company, Jen Romero.
I knew you were going to say her.
You knew I was going to say her?
Absolutely.
She always talks about commission brat. And it's true.
Oh, yes.
Agents are more concerned about, if a property sells for less than what the actual listing price is, they're counting a commission down to the penny. And I'm a firm believer of customer service and making sure that people understand what their role is. You're not here for we're not here for ourselves. We're here to serve other people, to help other people, to guide them.
Absolutely.
So when you're telling me that you're going to give some of your commission back, I think that's amazing that you want to do that. So if somebody was to think about becoming a real estate agent, the first thing that comes to mind for me is, don't get into it after watching one of these HGTV shows or Selling Sunset, which is a show I actually like. I think it's funny. And I just think it's funny that people relate and they watch. Some people get lost in the episodes, but then some people are like, "Oh, I can do that." But the reality is, it's really a lot harder than it is. So when a real estate agent says, real estate's easy, was it always easy from the beginning? Number one, right? Did you get properly trained? Everybody wants to get 100% real estate commission, but nobody wants to put 100% work in. I mean, I've known agents that have done horrible splits because they wanted to learn the right way, and they're destroying it. You have to have a solid foundation, and I don't do that. What are your thoughts? So what would you say to somebody who wants to become a real estate agent and get a real estate license right now in pandemic?
Right now, it's a whole. You know what? Pandemic learning is a whole different avenue. It's all online. You head into that social interaction, and I made friends. I made friends with people who were in my real estate class. Not only was I going there in uniform because I was going right after work. Stop. People you learn, you get to know people, and that's where your networking starts. Your networking starts in school because you're meeting people who are going to be at their same entry point as you are. They're going to get the same day you're going to get yours. So you start your connections there, and these people are going to get it. I had an agent. I have a rental right now in Lodi. I had an agent go there, try to do a showing, and calls me and says the lockbox isn't working. And I say, "Oh, okay. I don't understand. I was just there this afternoon. It was working fine." He says to me, "Well, it's telling me I don't have access." And I said, "Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what the problem is." He goes, "Well, isn't it a Garden State MLS lockbox?" And I said, "No, it's a New Jersey MLS lockbox." And he goes, "Well, why didn't you put it on the listing?" And I go, "Because the listing is only in the New Jersey MLS." So I go, "You're going to go on to Showing Time to schedule the appointment from New Jersey MLS, and you're going to think there's a Garden State lockbox there." It hurts my brain sometimes dealing with agents that have no clue what they're doing.
Right.
And it makes it harder to do a transaction with an agent who has no idea what they're doing.
So what if an agent calls and says, "Look, I'm not New Jersey MLS. I'm Garden State MLS, but I have a potential client that is serious. Can we work something out where you can maybe get me in to see the property?"
I'll meet you there. At that time I couldn't. I was tied up in something else. But if I didn't get attitude and get snapped at because I didn't clarify it was a New Jersey MLS box, I probably would have dropped everything and ran over. But as soon as attitude and as soon as you get the attitude, well, why didn't you do that? I'm sorry, what? It's not in the Garden State. So why you would think there would be a Garden State MLS box?
Right.
So that's, that goes back to my why you just don't think you know it all, because at no point of your career will you know it all. Real estate is an ever-changing field. Between the way we have to market, between the way we have to be, the way we have to present ourselves, the way we have to show, the way, especially right now, pandemic has shown how much real estate has changed. You just walk up to a property, knock on the door anymore. Now it's fill out the form, sign it over, have the client sign the form, fax it over, email it over, get it over to the listing agent. Then you can make the appointment. Don't forget the booties, the gloves, and the masks. Because if you forget any of those, you ain't getting in to see the house. So, it's an ever-changing field. And the minute you think you know it all, it's time to go.
Yeah, no, 100%. Wow, this is going to lead me to my next question. So you've taken one or two of my classes. You've heard me speak. I've come to your office at least 3 times now. First time was I could kill Gus. Kill Gus. But the other 2 times were really pleasant. So what would you say? Because, the times are changing. And short sales have not gone away. People shied away from them. And now, everybody's reaching out from the woodworks and saying, dude, what's up? What's going to happen? So when the pandemic actually hit, I went hardcore. I was 5 days a week, 12 o'clock. I was doing shows Tuesdays and Thursday nights. And I wanted to be able to put out a product that kept people with hope and have them, hey, look, people are selling real estate. And then it turned into a whole new avenue of people that were following, my quest and what I'm doing with my team, to market to people and help them. Like, one question that we got, or that we do get now, is, can I do a forbearance and do a short sale? That's huge. And the answer is, yeah, you can do it. But once your file is actually, to the point where it's quote unquote an actual in short sale or a short sale, because people are like, I don't want to go late on my mortgage, or I'm not late on my mortgage, but I'm in forbearance right now. I'm not going to be able to keep my property. Do I contact my bank during the forbearance period? Do I tell them what's going on? Do they give me extended stay? Who knows? Maybe employment might get better. Maybe it won't get better. But I tell people all the time, look, find out what your options are, know your options. When I train real estate agents or investors or anyone that wants to understand and learn that market, when you open up somebody's eyes to what their options are, not only are they going to feel more comfortable with you, but they're going to look at you as the authority. So what would you say your thoughts to someone who's been shying away from short sales, and maybe they don't want to get involved in short sales?
Look, shorts. We tried. I haven't had many. I had one who I thought she was going for it. I thought we were going to get it done. If you remember the Dumont property.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? That property is still empty, because not that I watch it and see where it's at, but that property is still empty. Look, people who are afraid of short sales, my suggestion is to go listen to you wherever you are, whether you're online, follow your pages, and learn from you. You are an extremely smart man. I was scared of foreclosures. I was scared of short sales. I didn't understand them. You taught me how to understand them and how they can be beneficial for all parties involved. Look, it just doesn't benefit the real estate agent. It doesn't just benefit you. It benefits the homeowner. Homeowner doesn't walk away with not a dime in their pocket. The homeowner doesn't walk away without having a place to go. The homeowner has that opportunity that they don't get when the sheriff comes knocking on the door. So you want the sheriff to come knocking on your door, put the padlock on and says, sorry, nice to know, there's the moving truck. They're going to move your stuff out, but now you got no place to go. You want that? You want to get the opportunity to be like, all right, I've got, 3 months. I can do this. I can figure out where I'm going. And, and my credit's not going to take a huge hit. Why wouldn't you want to do that? That's my question to people.
I think that people in general are so frightened by the unknown itself, and they're so worried that maybe they're going to point the wrong direction and thinking, oh my God, that's not what I need to do. Or if I do that, is it going to hurt my situation or help my situation? Look, I'm talking to people now on a daily basis. When I went with the concept of going nationwide with the service, I wanted to be able to provide something and understand for the people that are in trouble. Now, my company name is Real Estate Recovery Group. Ironically, it also stands for Rules, Regulations, and Guidelines.
I never noticed that. I never knew that, I should say.
So most people never really picked up on that, which is okay. But it just made sense. And, I like to help people. The group itself, the concept, it really does work. And if I can show people a better way, a smarter way, more efficient way of getting them to the next plateau of their life unscathed and avoid foreclosure, it's really a no-brainer. We're launching the boot camp October 17th. And then we kept going back and forth. Do we do a live event? Do we pre-record it? And I've been watching a lot of these things online right now. And what I came up with is all the sponsors are going to be pre-recorded. And people can watch their information whenever they want. But Leah and myself are actually going to do it live from 2 different areas. We're going to do screen sharing, and we're going to do live Q&A. And I think you really just can't get away from that. After it, we're going to build out information portals. And anybody that doesn't take advantage of the live, they're going to be able to go back, and everything is going to be cut up into learning portals. And they'll be able to go back and watch it at a later date. So do I think I'm going to have a high turnout for the live? I don't know. But if I don't, I'm okay with it, because it's not about me. It's not about my team. It's about, educating the people. So I appreciate the kind thought and the testament that you said about, who I am and what I do. And I appreciate that. So enough about me, but I just want to put that out there. One question I definitely want.
Self-promote is what we do. We need to self-promote.
No, I understand that, but I wanted you to come on the live today, and I wanted people to get to know you. People are going to find me one way or another, because people say to me, dude, you're all over social media. And it's actually funny to be out in public with my family, and people are like, dude, you're that guy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy. My kids laugh. They're like, Dad, you love it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. But
you know what? It's funny, because I really want everybody to understand something, though. Matt and my sister-in-law went to high school together. And after I took your short sale class, I think it was, I don't remember, was that or it was after the first time you came in here, I actually looked up and said, I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, Mike McGinley, who I don't know if he follows you or whatnot, but you went to high school with him too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the fact is that everybody somehow this person that you've just met is somehow connected to you. Now, Matt and I didn't know him from Adam. I had no idea who this guy was. He came in like a bull in a china shop, and we all, so just to say, I didn't know who he was. And then I find out it's like we are connected some weird cosmic way.
Yeah.
The 6 degrees of separation happens more often than not. So my message and the reason why I guess I'm kind of bringing this up, be kind to people, because you never know who they know.
Listen, I always try to do the right thing. I think some people take the message and what I put out there the wrong way, as you're laughing. I just don't have time for nonsense. I don't have time for bullshit. If it's joking around, it's not like business-wise, yeah, I mean, forget it. I'm the first guy to laugh. But when it comes to business, I'm helping people avoid foreclosure. People have I think sometimes my message gets mixed up, where people are like, you're trying to save people from selling their houses or losing their houses. How does that work for me as a real estate agent? Well, if you listen to the actual message, not everybody gets to keep their property, but maybe they get to stay in their property a little bit longer. Maybe it's prolonged. And if they can avoid a foreclosure, I mean, to me, that's a home run. People just don't realize that. Now, I was on a short sale summit the other day with a big real estate company. They promoted me. I'm not going to say their name. And they did a wonderful job. And people, I think, look at certain things a certain way and they can't see past what's going on right now. Meaning, like, there's a forest of trees, and people always focus on that one tree. Nobody focuses on the forest, but if you focus, and always focusing on that one tree, but if you can focus on the forest, you get it. If you're only like short-sighted and you only see that tree in front of you, you're really never going to be successful in any field. So it's about doing the right thing for others, and I love to help people. And some people get it, and some people don't. That's why my book is coming out probably the middle to late October or early November, in time for stuffing stockers for the holidays. But stuffing sock. I can't say it. Stuffing stocker. Whatever. You get the point. And it's about me. It's about the journey. It's about, how to look for the right real estate agent, how to look for the right buyer's agent. Talks about the crisis in 2007. Like, these are all like key points that people really need to look into to understand how to be a better person in the real estate field when you're approaching somebody who's in trouble with their house. So, enough about me. Let's get on. What would you say is, quote unquote, your worst experience in real estate?
All right, so I have two. Back when I had my license the first time, so 2006-ish. I learned very quickly never to be honest with you. My sister-in-law hired me. I listed her house. We went over price. I told her one price. She said, but I need this. And I said, okay, but I'm telling you, you're at this number. Okay, fine. It took a 2-month listing really quick. Well, guess what? It didn't sell. She fired me. Like, legit signed off saying I was not producing and I wasn't holding her in my best interest. She hired another agent, and that agent listed the house at exactly what I told her it should have been listed at. So, with that being said, I didn't speak to him. It broke up my family for quite some time.
Yeah.
With her because I was like, why did you hire me if you don't want to listen to me?
Right.
And then I had probably the most heartbreaking experience 2 years ago. I had a buyer. It was a wholesaler out of New York. He was this big wig. He was, my first big investor. I could find him a house. It's perfect. Everything's great. We're going to closing. He has proof of funds. Everything's good. But he was out in New York. So I was sending a notary out to him to sign all the paperwork. I get a phone call. I'm in Rockefeller Center with my daughter, who's at that time 9. We went to go see the Rockettes. We went to go see the tree. I'm standing in front of the big tree. The lawyer calls me. We were supposed to close at 5:30. Or he was supposed to sign everything at 5:30. Lawyer calls me at 4 o'clock. Your buyer backed out. An hour and a half before closing. He says to me, well, you never told me it was in a flood zone. Really? So the fact that I had you sign all this paperwork and you had a flood insurance quote meant nothing? Like, what? So that was after being fired, next to being fired by my sister-in-law, having a closing fall apart an hour and a half before the deal was done, makes me realize that nothing is a sure thing and anything can happen at any moment. Until those papers are signed, don't count your chickens. Don't say, okay, this is great. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, because you never know. You can have something like this happen. It can happen to anybody. You could be 1% top agent in the country. You can have this happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the word. And then I had to explain to my daughter, who is 9 years old, doesn't really understand why mommy was so upset. It was rough.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
So,
did you ever do any business with that person ever again?
I don't really care if it was set on fire. If it was on fire, I'd probably gather some, gas and stuff and throw it towards the flame.
So basically, if you got a 911 call and it was about him, you'd be like, I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, bad kid.
You can go and I will not see you there. Okay.
Look,
all right.
What comes around goes around, and that's really my That's probably my mantra is what comes around goes around. I'm the last person to try to screw anybody over. I am the last person who's going to screw with anybody's business. You know, you want to screw with me, then that's on you, but I won't do it in the back end.
Yeah, no, 100%. How are you balancing work and family life? Because, I mean, you do have 2 full-time jobs.
That's a funny question. I went away. We went on a family vacation back end of August. We went down to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. It's about a 7-hour drive. About 5 of those hours in the drive, all I did was curse and scream in the front seat of my car. My husband's like, "What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?" I said, "I just lost a deal. I just lost another. I had 3 offers of one house. Went into best and final. Had 3 offers come in. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden, one deal goes away, and then one deal goes away, and then one deal goes away, and now we're back on the market with 0 offers."
Yikes.
So it was kind of crappy. I sat in a vacation house on the beach, most gorgeous view, working on real estate. So how do you balance it? You don't. You make it work. It's hard to explain, but you just make it work. Like, you just look, dinner's on the fly, laundry's piling up. Laundry's not going to pay my bills, you know?
Right.
Everybody has clean clothes, there's food in the fridge.
I didn't want to say anything, but the last time I saw you face to face, you kind of smelled. Now I know why.
Oh, Jesus. I think I showered today, actually.
What happened with that transaction where everything fell through? Anything ever happened with that house?
Yeah, I just got so we've been on the market 31 days. And I just got now I did a price reduction about a week ago. And then I got an over ask price, but I got not only an over ask current ask, I got an over original ask price. I don't understand. So
It's a crazy market.
I'm saying thank you very much, but there's no balance. You can't balance. You just make do. And I think honestly, it has nothing to do with real estate at that point. It's just a matter of you make do with what you can. Everybody's busy in their life. Everybody. And I hate telling people I'm so busy because a ton of people who used to say that.
That's not even an excuse. I don't want to hear it anymore when someone says that to me. If I have an obligation to do something and I can't go to sleep until the obligation's done, or I'm getting up early that next morning. So when someone says to me, and I hate when I hear this, "No, I need blah, blah, blah. I'll get it to you by tomorrow." Then I call them, they don't pick up. Then I call them the next day, they don't pick up. And they'll text me, "Can't talk, call you later." And it's like a couple of days later, I'm like, I have no problem calling someone out. And I do it a lot. Probably way too much. But it makes people think, do I want to do business with Matt? Because you know what? I'm holding you accountable for something that if I'm telling you I'm going to do something, I need you to hold me accountable as well. So if I ask you to do something and you don't do it, and it's going to hurt the homeowner, it's going to hurt, the buyer, it's going to hurt whatever the situation is, don't dodge my calls. Because when I do get you on the call, or if I don't get you, I'll text and say, "Not sure why you're dodging the calls and the texts. We both have an obligation. You're not fulfilling it. Get back to me." Mysteriously, my phone rings a couple of seconds after that. "I'm sorry, I got this going on," and blah, blah, blah. It's not an excuse because people rely on you. So the fact that you actually, not that you wasted your vacation inside your vacation house, this is your obligation. So on vacation or not, if you don't have somebody to back you up, and sometimes even if you have somebody backing you up, the best thing to do is to jump in, bootstrapped or not, and just get it done.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I commend you for that.
Look, there's the term "I'm busy." I say it when I really have no other option. If it's a last resort for me. Look, I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Is usually the term. I don't like to use the word I'm busy because everybody's busy. Everybody's got their own shit, dude. Like, my shit's no more important than your shit. And your time is just as valuable as my time.
Right.
And when realtors show up, don't show up at all, and don't call, and don't, like, that's like the rudest thing that somebody can do. Like, if you can't make the appointment, shoot me a text message that says, hey, something came up, not going to be able to make it. Not a problem. 2 seconds. I know it's hard. But just don't ghost me. And then when I call you and say, hey, you had an appointment, how did it go? And your answer is, well, I didn't get there. Okay, well, why? And then give me attitude because I'm calling you. You should have canceled the appointment then.
Right.
Everybody's time is valuable. My time's valuable. Your time's valuable. We're all going in 10 directions.
A great name for a book would be I'm Busy. Underneath it, who gives a shit?
Book. Can I steal that title?
Done. I'll even help you write it.
There you go.
How are you handling homeschooling?
Ugh. Oh my God! If you guys can see behind me, I know it's dark, but this is the office, right? I'm in my office right now. I hide here. Don't tell anybody. I hide here because I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But today is great. I have to tell you, this is a funny thing. So today is a 12:45 dismissal from homeschooling, virtual learning, because they have back to school night. Wait, back to school night is opening up a laptop on my dining room table. Are you serious? They couldn't do the extra 45 minutes of school today? Come on, dude. I go to work. 45 minutes. You couldn't do the extra 45 minutes. And then back to school is going to be, shocker, ready? Virtual. So I'm basically walking from my kitchen to my dining room, opening up a laptop and saying I'm at back to school because I'm in school. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You know, it's funny. You can't go into a bank anymore. Now you have to like put your smartphone up in front of the whatever that nonsense is. And yeah, my bank.
Shut up.
Yeah, TD Bank. You go to the bank. You take your smartphone. You put your camera in front of this thingamajiggy, and it scans it, and it's like, okay, put your information, and it's like, okay, there's one person ahead of you. Somebody comes to the door. They come get you. They talk to you, and then basically you go inside, and there's nobody in there, and you do your business, and then you got to get out.
Well, I go to Bank of America. I can go in there.
Right.
Maybe it's just TD Bank.
Maybe, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. You have to make an appointment. I had some banking issues I had to take care of. I had to make an appointment, whatever, but that's fine.
Yeah, but you made an appointment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they have a phone number on the door, plus they've got that thing on the door.
To walk in to use the teller?
Yeah, you can't walk. No, you can't. You can't just walk in. No, they got it on lockdown. That's actually pretty impressive, to be honest. I was impressed with it.
But homeschooling sucks. Essentially, is what I'm coming to find. It just sucks. It's like, look, my daughter is dumber having me as her teacher from March of last year.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't learn shit.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, now have a lot more gray hair. My house is constantly a mess, and I am paying full tuition for college. And my older son, who's 19, sits in his room and is online. But I'm paying full price for college. I don't understand this.
What college is it?
He goes to William Patterson. He's studying to be a music teacher.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
So his classes are about music?
Oh yeah, it's music theory and music whatever. And can you please not? It's like I'm home. I can't even be in quiet.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on today. I appreciate the kind words. It was fun rapping with you, a little rap session. Guys, my guest today is Maria Pomerantz. You can reach her directly on her cell, which is 201-473-2026, 201-473-2026. She's as mellow in person as she is when she's on here. She's got a great sense of humor. If you're looking for an agent to help you with your next investment, property and or upgrade, downgrade, go sideways, second home, whatever it is, she's definitely somebody you should reach out to. She's got a lot of connections. Now, Maria, at the end of every one of my shows, I ask my guests if they can emulate the finger point. So I want to see if you can do it. I mean, it's cute the way you're doing it. It's cutesy. No.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, this. Fucking nailed it. Look at that. I'm going to give you a 9. Nobody's ever gotten a 9. Do it again. Dude, you nailed it. Look at it. Do it again.
I think you got to do the side shoulder.
Savage.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, sweetie. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, chat.